thought for a second that you weren't going to tell me when.
Huh? No, I wasn't going to tell you when at all. I was just going to wait for
I was watching. I threw you out. Anyways, hello everybody. This is Quick Talking, episode 5.
Yes.
In our great nature, we've still not got the last one up yet. But you wouldn't know that because
we're getting there.
This will take a while to go up. But it's me, Ryan. It's Owen. You're Owen.
Yeah, so I'm Owen. Nice to meet you.
It's Saturday. It's our first day off in a little while. We haven't even seen each other for a few days.
Yeah, shit. It's nearly been a week, hasn't it?
Yeah, probably. It would have been Sunday.
Yeah, John's barbecue. That would have been wouldn't it? Oh shit.
Yeah, so Sunday.
Oh no, that would have been Monday. Because we've had a bank holiday weekend. It was Easter weekend. Sunday.
Why did the week feel so long then?
I don't know.
Anyways, this episode we're going to be going through what we normally do at the beginning. We're going to be talking the first couple of episodes of Game of Thrones, and we're going to be talking Endgame. Now, I will warn you now, Endgame is going to be predominantly spoilers. If you want to know nothing, same with Game of Thrones, actually. If you want to know nothing,
fuck off.
Drop out when I say so, because otherwise, we don't want to spoil it for people, because actually, I would have been so angry if that happened for me.
Oh, yeah, no, I would have been... Well, actually, I feel like I already spoiled it, because I made a load of predictions that ended up being right.
Yeah.
And when they happened, I was like... I'm kind of annoyed that I predicted it.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
I did that in the cinema. Yeah.
I saw on Twitter somebody said a girlfriend spoiled Endgame to her partner and he broke up with her because of it, which I think is great.
I could see myself doing
that. I'd do that as well.
Yeah.
I would be distraught.
She's lucky she wasn't assaulted. Anyways, from domestic violence to Owen, how was your week?
It's not been too bad. It's been quite busy, although it's only been 4 days, a 4-day week. But I've been getting into... Do you know American Gods?
I've heard of it. I know the actor in it, yeah.
Amazon Prime original series. I've watched the first episode. I really like it. I'm probably going to watch a little bit more on that and maybe do something about it in a few episodes' time. But there's a lot of episodes. It's like 3 seasons now.
Okay.
So... But it's really good. What else has gone on in my week? Not very much. I've just been working. How about you?
Oh, okay, right. I need to reel off here. So, first things first. We will not be talking about Hellboy on this podcast because it was so bad I've told Owen not to even bother going to watch it.
Yeah, I won't be. Either.
And if you've got a different opinion, you're wrong. Come at me. Right.
Nice that that's out of the way.
Second. I can't remember if we spoke about us on the podcast. As in us.
I think so, yeah.
Well, if I have, sorry. But if we haven't, it's amazing. Get out there and watch it. I need to take you at some point.
Right.
Next thing. I've been redecorating and I've now set up. So you were with me when I bought the unit.
Yes.
And Jack poured soil all over my new car.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So I've built this unit now and I've put my record player on top of it and I had an amp for my bass guitar. I thought that fits quite nicely in that bottom block. Uh-huh. So I've now turned the unit into like a wall of sound for my record player.
That's pretty cool.
It took some work, but I'm so happy with it. Other than that, right, big one. I do a little weekly music catch up with everyone.
Yes.
Firstly, Me by Taylor Swift was released yesterday to us. I think it was the 26th. That was pretty good, I thought, with Brendan Urie.
I haven't listened to it fully yet, but that's because I'm not that much of a Taylor Swift fan.
But it's like half and half.
Oh, is it?
And you love Brendan Urie.
It's true. I'll have another listen to it.
Yeah. I thought it was solid. Not her best stuff, and I'm not as in love with Brendan Urie as you are.
No.
But most importantly, pretty much the same time yesterday, and it took me 17 hours to realise, the new AJR album, Neo Theatre, is out.
Yeah, I saw that because you put something on your Instagram about it.
Yeah. Have you listened yet?
No, I haven't.
Oh my god,
avoided
dude!
So far.
I'm so glad we bought tickets. I cannot wait to see them. Like this, it's at the exact same level as Click in my mind at the minute.
Yeah, if we haven't already said, we're actually going to the gig in December.
December, yeah.
AJR in London, I think.
Yeah, London O2 Academy. It's just. Honestly, it's such a great album. I don't understand how they can make an album and I relate to every song on the album.
Oh, really?
Like, that's so... And that's not like, I'm an edgy teen, because most of them are quite upbeat, but they talk about genuine stuff. There's one in this about how... I think it's called The the entertainment's here.
Uh-huh.
And basically about it, they don't mention procrastination, but it's about how people are like constantly looking for their next fix of something because they don't want to sit there and think about what they need to be doing.
Yep, that's me.
And it's so clever. And actually, so I was watching some interviews with them. They've actually taken a lot of inspiration from Broadway for this.
Oh, right, okay.
And you get it. And it starts off, it sounds like a Disney like musical song.
That's cool.
In the best way, yeah. And it ends the same way. There's so many songs that I can see being absolutely banging at the concert. Yeah. And another thing they mentioned in the interview, they went to see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. And they saw that in that show, it might not be a great show, however, the like uniqueness of it in the different things they do and the way they like astound you is something they looked at and went, yeah, our next tour is going to be unlike anything else.
Okay.
So they haven't hinted at what they're doing, but they've basically said it's not going to be just a normal concert.
Okay.
It's going to be a show.
I'm interested to see what that's like then, because I watched Cursed Child.
Right.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it is literally a fan fiction.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be interesting. It's not a bad show. So
I know the special effects are meant to be amazing.
Yeah, they're all right. I'd say. So if it's going to be like that and an actual like show, that'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, I'm very excited, and they've knocked it out of the park again. Some songs on there that are already in my favourites. They're great. So yeah, check it out. AJR Neo Theatre. And don't worry, we're not sponsored. Not enough people listen to us for us to be sponsored.
True.
On that
Aaron,
note,
how are you?
We've got a little bit of feedback actually. So yeah, if some of you have listened to our Captain Marvel episode,
oh yeah,
we noticed before anyone else did that it was too long.
It was way too long.
We were well aware, and actually the podcast itself wasn't too long. It was an hour and 15. But pretty much all we talked about was Captain Marvel, and people have come up and said like, it was good, but it just trailed off. I couldn't listen to the whole thing.
That's fair.
And some people were even saying to me that the first bit was the best bit for them.
Uh-huh.
Completely taking that on board. We plan on keeping it a bit more diverse in future. It was, I was in Red Mist.
Yeah, you were on a roll.
Yeah, 100%. Also, I'm hoping with this episode, when this episode goes up, that's when we're going to start properly advertising this around, aren't we?
Yeah.
So hopefully we're getting some new listeners on this episode, in which case welcome. Yeah, this is when we're going to start taking, well, not taking it seriously, because that's not fun.
No.
But this is when we're going to start almost being proud of it, right?
Yeah. Something that we can actually show people, as opposed to it just being like a hobby.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with it. So with that, you got anything else before we move on?
Nah, I've got nothing. I want to go straight on to Game of Thrones.
Right, Game of Thrones. First things first. I said it earlier, I'll say it now. There are time codes if you want to skip this and go and watch the Avengers bit that we're talking about afterwards.
Are we going to spoil it straight away?
I think we might as well. I don't think there's much to... By the way, we're both still really liking the show if you want a non-spoiler thing, but otherwise, leave now.
Yeah, because like literally nothing's happened so far.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's
all been exposition.
I completely agree with you there. Well, there was the scene that everyone's talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go straight into spoiler territory now.
Yeah.
That's episode 2 though. Episode 1 is very much, this is where everyone's been for the past however long.
Bran just going, I'm not Bran anymore.
Yeah. Picks up from the last season. It's good exposition wise, but other than that, it is literally just Bran being the three-eyed raven.
Shut up, Mom. My street name's Mohawk now.
Yeah, it is. It's just Bran teleporting around Winterfell.
We're all gonna die. We haven't got time for this. You only live once, bro. It's just it's not bad. It's just I find it very funny.
I think the only thing of relevance in that entire episode is Jon finds out who he is. He finds out that he is the son of Rhaegar
of course,
and Lyanna, and that is literally the last 5 minutes of the episide. Other than that, we have Jaime turn up and have like a staring competition with Bran.
It turns out that's why Bran was sat there the whole time, yeah.
Oh, and we have the I found it quite sad moment when Samuel Tarly finds out that Daenerys killed his entire family.
That might have been the best acted scene in this series so far.
Jesus Christ. I heard that quite a few people were actually, they laughed through that scene. I don't know how they could.
Yeah.
It was so heartfelt.
I did see that, yeah.
It was like, he just found out that it was like the shock of his father dying And then she went, "Oh, and your brother, he's dead too."
Yeah, what annoys me is there's these fucking covered up people that are going, but he didn't even like his dad.
That's not the point.
That's not how that works. Like,
no, it's the same way that people come out in support if anyone dies.
Yeah.
Like, it could be a distant person, it can still affect you in a way.
100%.
But if it's your dad and your brother, you're going to be, no matter
Yeah.
how shitty they are to you, you're going to be upset.
Not only that, his world's just been rocked. The woman he's been told that he should, and he's great, and he should follow her.
Yeah.
That's just murdered his parents. And actually, in his line of questioning, it comes off for no reason.
Yeah.
Like 100%. It was like, yeah, you didn't do that, did you?
No.
Like, yeah, it was fucked, man.
Harsh.
It was a great scene, but so there's a couple of theories I wanted to run by you.
Okay, go for it.
I seem to be the theories man here.
Go. Yeah,
So,
I'm down.
one,
Yeah.
Night King's not going to Winterfell.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, I think he's heading down to Night's Landing. Would make
King's
sense.
Landing, yeah, makes
That's
sense.
it, sorry.
It's all right.
Miss Marvel was going down to Night's Landing. By the way, that Miss Marvel meme,
Yeah.
the first time I said it wasn't on the podcast.
Was it not?
No, it
Oh,
was
shit.
just before it. So everyone's just getting the after joke of it, but nobody understands where it's come from.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they're heading down to King's Landing. And the other thing that was theorized, I've just forgotten it. I had it. I did have it.
Is it that half the battle was going to be within the crypts of Winterfell?
No, but that would make sense.
I think that's almost confirmed by this point.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. And that would explain why Arya was like, I wonder if all the women and children are killed first. And that's why Arya's like running away.
I'd be interested to see. But that would also mean that Samwell Tarly would die. And I don't think he does, because everybody thinks he's George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Everyone. And it would make so much sense to the story.
Yeah.
I don't think he can. In fairness, he's killed them before, so maybe it would.
Yeah. I don't know.
You said there was another theory. Do you know what it is?
I can't. If I remember, we'll edit it in. Yeah.
But yeah.
Otherwise, but also, so the first 2 weeks of it being on air, me and Owen. I watched it both weeks at 2 a.m. because that's when it's aired here in England.
Yeah.
He watched it the second week at 2 a.m. with me. Going forwards, I'm not going to be doing that.
I might do it for this weekend just because this is like the battle. There's only 4 episodes left.
My plan is I'll do it for the last one.
Okay, that's fair.
I just think with work, I just can't do it. Like I went to see Endgame the other night, and I didn't get out till 12:30, and I realised I had to be at work at like 7:30, and I was just like, I'm not as young as I used to be. I can't do it.
I did the midnight release for it, so I was out at 3. I actually went home and started working at 4 o'clock because I knew I wouldn't be able to get through the day. So I just left early work that day. Went to sleep at
like quite smart.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, well, so my new plan actually is essentially what you've just said, but the other way around. So I plan to wake up at like 5 for work and watch Game of Thrones before work.
I might watch it because usually there's times in the morning where I can sneak away at work and watch it in the background.
Right.
So I might do that. Boss, if you've heard me say that, I don't do that ever. I'm just incriminating myself.
Okay, well, yeah.
I won't be doing that.
Point is, we'll try and keep you updated. In terms of that, it's annoying me. I can't remember what. Oh, that was it. We don't need to edit it. I remember the theory.
Good.
Right, Tyrion has been lying to Daenerys.
Oh, I've heard this.
Yeah. So essentially, the theory goes like he realised that they needed a bigger army, so he also knew that that Cersei wasn't going to send her armies, so he lied to Daenerys, being like, "Yeah, no, she'll definitely come." To try and wait, no. What? How does it? It's something along those lines.
I think I know what you mean.
The point is, it's going to backfire.
Yeah.
Like at some point, because none of it's really worked, and it's not his fault. But yeah, I think potentially there's going to be a point in the series where Daenerys is basically going to lose all her friends because she hates Jon now.
Well, yeah. Well,
she's going to, I think.
There's so many memes about it. Like, I know.
She stared him down.
So that's episode 2. We'll go on to that in a second. But is there anything else that happened in episode 1? I'm just trying to think. It was a lot of just world building and where is everyone. Some meetings that we hadn't seen in a while, like Tyrion and Sansa. They haven't seen each other for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah.
Who else? Jon
got told he needed to kill the Lannister brothers.
Yeah, which I think was I was very confused by that because I was sure that Cersei still wanted to fuck her brother.
She said, "If you leave, you're dead to me."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he left.
Nice.
So, but I think there's a reason she's picked Bronn more than I think. There's a thing there. There's some master plan there because she's got so many people. She could have sent the Mountain for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Like, and I know she was the Mountain protecting her, but she's got literally an army. She has sent Bronn because either there's more to it, I think. But then again, it would make sense because Bronn would be able to walk into Winterfell quite comfortably. So I don't know. But
do you think Bronn will do it?
I think he might kill. Well, no, I think he'll do. You'll like in every film or show ever, there'll be a scene where like Tyrion looks up, Bronn's there holding a crossbow to him, and then he goes and shoots a White Walker behind him.
Yeah.
Like some shit like that. And I reckon like the bolts might have Valyrian steel or dragon glass bolts on them or some shit at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, episode 2. Arya got stuck with the pointy end.
Yeah, the very controversial. I don't want to say sex scene because
Maisie Williams got fucking banged by Gendry Baratheon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
A lot of people were very... We've been seeing her on the TV screen since she was like, is it 11 or is it 13? I don't know. But still, you've seen her grow up, so a lot of people were very about it and thinking about, hey, the director has known her since she was 11 and just told her to do that. Did you hear that apparently she thought it was a joke at first because they used to do these fake scripts or fake parts because they did the same prank to Kit Harington in the first season. But I've looked back on it, not like looked back on it, but I've
looked back a few times.
No, yeah, a couple of times a day actually. I don't think it's that big a deal. She put a very a funny tweet on. On Twitter. You don't tweet on Instagram. About it, and she said, "You guys feel weird about it. My family have now seen it. So think about how that is."
Yeah, right.
And it's like, okay, yeah, no, fair enough, makes sense. I was actually more in that situation. When everybody else was looking up Arya's age, I was looking up Gendry's age because he's supposed to be like 5 years older than her in the books. I think he is in real life as well. What do you think?
You know what, though? I think the fact that it's had that reaction might be why the writers have done that. Because now, after that, you haven't got a choice but to see her as a woman rather than a child.
True. Yeah.
So that might be what they were going for, to be honest. But it was uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, it was very uncomfortable. 3 guys in a room watching it at midnight.
4 guys.
Oh, yeah, shit.
Yeah, it felt like watching porn with your friends.
Yeah, it was pretty weird. But
don't ask why I know.
Why do you know what it feels like?
I've never done that.
Sure, okay.
But yeah, it was alright.
Makes sense for the story, I guess.
Her throwing knives does not show that. I was listening to Weekly Planet. Her throwing knives does not show that she's a warrior. It shows she's good at carnival games. Or was that Weekly? No, it wasn't Weekly Planet. It was Arya Talking to Me, which is a great Game of Thrones catch-up podcast. But yeah, no, that was ludicrous. And he so evidently got a hard on.
I don't know. There's not that much that we can talk about. It was a controversial scene. I don't see there's that much of a problem with it. I think people are over it pretty fast. It was just like the shock factor of it for the first couple of days. Yeah. All of the memes came out, and now people don't give a shit.
Yeah, the second episode also proved that the blue tiles are going to get further depending on how the White Walkers are faring, which demonstrates to me that my theory that I've mentioned already before, they are getting to King's Landing no matter what, because otherwise you wouldn't have started that for it to stop at the second episode. Well,
we've still got quite a few of those visions that Daenerys had for them to come true, and the snow on the Iron Throne and the dragon over King's Landing hasn't happened yet. Yeah. It's going to happen at some point. So yeah, I don't know.
I don't think anyone's going to be king at the end of this. I kind of hope they don't go the democracy route because that's what everyone expects.
Yeah,
If that makes sense.
I know what you mean.
But also it seems like the most appropriate end.
Yeah.
Like they're always Daenerys has been talking about breaking the wheel the whole time. Jon is the rightful king, the wanted king, but he doesn't want to be king.
Yeah, which is all the qualities that a king should kind of have.
Yeah, like Sansa is loved, wants to be queen. Well, not necessarily the Seven Kings. She definitely wants to be Warden of the North.
She wants power.
Yeah. Cersei, everyone hates, but is all of these examples are showing that the person who ends up as a royal will be wrong in some way. So
there's problems across the board.
Exactly.
What else happened? Oh yeah, Daenerys found out that they're related. Jon just out of nowhere kind of went, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm your nephew." And instead of going, "Oh, that means we're related," she went, "That means you're in line for the throne. Well, you're the only male heir."
If it was me, the first thing I would have said is, "How long have you known this?"
Oh no, yeah, I would be the same. Because the way that Jon said it made it sound like he's known for a while, which is really creepy because they were literally stuck to each other's faces in the last episode.
Yeah, yeah. And I like the little subtle things all through the episode where it was like, "No, I don't want to talk to you." Oh no, we need to talk about it. We need to talk about Tormund.
Tormund's fucking great. Always loved him.
That wasn't
character.
That was so uncomfortable.
It's so funny though.
The Giant's Bane story. Essentially, if you haven't watched it, and for some reason you're listening to this part of the podcast, there's a whole a good 2-minute scene where Tormund is telling the story about why it's called Giant's Bane, which is clearly bollocks. All right, about how he killed a giant when he was 10, got into bed with his wife, and she thought he was her baby, so she breastfed him for 2 months.
And that's how he got so strong.
And he was fine with that.
In fairness, we've heard other stories about Tormund. He said that he fucked a bear.
They're all bollocks, though.
No, yeah, I wouldn't say they're true, but they are funny, and he is one of the funniest characters.
And he rugby tackled Jon at the start of the episode. Was at the end of the last one. It's just funny.
Yes.
And Pod singing. I might go as far as to say I think that might be the best song in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
It was actually a really good song.
Yeah, and it was out of nowhere as well. Nobody expected, I can't remember what his name is, but it was great. Yeah. Very good.
Podrick, well done. Brienne is so dead.
Yes.
Brienne got knighted. They're all the sort of second class characters, I'd say. The ones that aren't in line for the throne.
Yeah.
Are all in a room together talking about how they're going to die. And they sort of just close all their arcs in the room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Other than maybe Tyrion and Jaime, everyone in that room it's not looking good for. Davos is done.
Well, yeah.
Brienne literally got knighted and cried. Basically, you're going to die tonight. Well done.
Yeah,
well done.
Yeah, at least she died being... She's now got what she wanted. That's what she's wanted for the longest time.
Might be alright.
I hope so.
Tormund, I think, might die. I can't remember who else was in there. Jaime and Tyrion, I think, are safe because they need more important deaths. Tyrion might die. I could see that.
No, Jaime's going to kill Cersei.
Yeah, he's got.
So there's another bit that I've heard recently. You know the witch's whatever curse that she put on Cersei.
Yeah.
It's not really a curse. It was just what's going to happen to her in the future. She's mentioned in the books about how her brother is going to kill her, and she always has thought that it's Tyrion that's going to kill her. It's actually going to be Jaime.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
What else happened in the episode? I feel like we're going very backwards on this. A load of people basically have had their last interactions, like Grey Worm and whatever her name is.
So can you just kill them already? I don't care.
Grey Worm's going to die.
We're going to move away to the seaside one day.
Yeah, okay.
He's dying in the next episode. That's the one that I'm going to guarantee will happen.
It's so on the nose. Yeah, definitely.
So obvious. And what else? Oh, the fucking bitch battle between Sansa and Daenerys when they're having that conversation.
That was actually pucker.
Look, honestly, a lot of the time I I think Sophie Turner isn't that great an actress,
That was
but
the
she was
best.
very good at that.
Yeah.
She had the
that
character.
changed my opinion on her.
Character, yeah, no, absolutely. Up until this point, I haven't really liked Sansa as a character, but that really, you can see how much she's progressed from season 1, episode 1, all the way up until this point, where she is a master at this game.
Yeah, 100%.
She has succeeded
She really
everywhere.
displayed her little finger.
Yeah, she's succeeded in the game everywhere that her father failed.
Yeah.
Very impressive, and it was honestly funny because you get to see a lot of how Dany is slowly turning into her father as well. She is turning into the Mad Queen.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I've got...
That means you're the next one.
How far in are we? Because I don't want to...
We're only half an hour. 25
Okay,
minutes.
all right. Okay, so there's another theory about
Go on then.
basically where Cersei fucked up.
All right, okay.
She paid off the Iron Bank.
Yeah, no, I've seen this.
Yeah,
I saw a video of
So
it.
when she paid off the Iron Bank, Mark Gatiss, whatever the character he's playing,
Yeah.
basically keeps going, "Oh, I thought your father was smart, but you're smarter, aren't you?"
Yeah.
And unless you know this theory, he doesn't seem like he's being sarcastic. But as soon as you know this theory, you're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Basically, banks. The way the Iron Bank works is it's always got that it loans money to people to win wars, and then it keeps them in debt. In order to basically keep them paying them back for a long time. Now, the reason Tywin never paid them off was because if he ended up in a position of weakness, they're not going to fund his enemies if he owes them a load of money.
Yeah.
Now that she's paid that off, the Iron Bank were already looking at Daenerys because Davos had come over.
Yeah.
They were already looking at Daenerys as a winner against the Lannisters. So now that they've paid off the debts, there's no reason for them to carry on funding the Lannisters.
Yeah, no, there's no point. They might as well just switch over to the winning side, which looks like the Targaryens.
So if we throw back to the end of season 1, when Ned hired the Queen's Guard to turn around and kill her, and actually they turned around on him, Cersei has just hired the Golden Compass to protect her, and they're about to turn around on her, I reckon. Something like that.
Yeah.
There's a reason they haven't bought elephants. I don't think they thought they needed them.
No.
Yeah.
It is
and
literally
CGI
just,
budget.
it's just Cersei in a room at this point, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah, makes sense. And my last note, I know we know Sam is a bumbling fool, so when he goes down to see John in the crypts,
falls down
don't
the
make him
steps.
fall down the stairs for no reason. Come on, leave him with his dignity.
What dignity?
It's unnecessary. As well, also, after we found out about Daenerys killing his parents, he runs out, and then like a cart almost hits him for some reason.
Right, I've got another thing. One last thing
Go on.
is that I think it could just be the actress, but I think Gilly is pregnant with Sam's kid. Because I mentioned it when we were watching it. She looks like I feel really bad if that's not the case and she's just gained weight. I mean, she is like eating well now that she's not a wildling, but she looks pregnant.
We did notice that. My theory is that the actress is pregnant because the actress is either pregnant or fat, because they would have mentioned it. There's no way, like, if she's that obviously bigger, they would have addressed it.
I guess so.
Like,
I don't know. Maybe they'll address it in the next episode.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know. But I feel like Sam, when John's been like, you should go down in the crypts and protect your wife and your son, I feel like he would have gone, and my other one, or some shit like that. So I feel, unless he doesn't know.
Fair enough. Anyway, I've enjoyed the episode so far. I'm really looking forward to
everybody dying
Monday morning when we get to watch the next one.
Yes.
But, definitely watch it. You might pick up stuff that we haven't. We might have glossed over things because we were very analytical of it when it came out.
We've both seen it twice.
Yeah, I've seen the first episode twice.
Yeah, that's my plan going forward. I'm going to watch them all twice.
Just to pick up various bits.
Yes. And with that,
yes,
we will move on to Avengers Endgame.
Absolutely.
So this will be the only spoiler-free part of Avengers Endgame, and it's going to be short. So if you want spoiler-free, stick around now. What do you think?
Loved it. So good.
Oh, it was
Very
amazing. It was really good. I do have some issues with it.
Okay.
But otherwise, it was brilliant. And that is all we can say in the non-spoiler section. I'm very sorry, but I said it'd be short. If you don't want to hear spoilers,
fuck off.
Yeah, leave now, because
we're about to get in there.
Yeah,
straight away.
Right. And we will go spoiler. What was the story? What happened?
Right. So basically, we're the end of that. So the beginning of the movie, we've just come out of what is essentially the end of Infinity War. we're with Hawkeye and his family. They're all out doing their Hawkeye shit. And in one of it was very sad, very emotional scenes, he's teaching his daughter how to be essentially Hawkeye. He calls her Hawkeye as well, so I think we kind of know who's going to take up the mantle now.
Yeah.
He turns around, his first daughter dusts. He starts looking for her, then the rest of his family dusts. Cold open to the movie, we go straight in from that point onwards.
Yeah. I think we all knew this scene was coming. It
Yeah.
still gave me chimps.
Yeah.
Chills. Chimps. It gave me chimps.
Gave you monkeys, why would it get? I'm very confused.
But yeah, no, that was a really good scene. Essentially, the rest of the film, well, it's hard to explain real quickly,
Do
actually.
you want me to go through it, like, step by step?
Yeah.
They come up with a very fast plan of... So, Tony comes back because he gets picked up by Captain Marvel just after a very fun scene with Nebula. Did you like that as well? They were playing, like, finger football.
Yeah, that was
They've brought
good.
a lot of humanity to Nebula, whereas she's been very...
Which was needed for the rest of the film.
Yeah, definitely. They get back, everybody has a conversation, Cap and Tony argue, and then a group that doesn't have Tony in it goes off to Thanos' planet.
Just quickly,
Titan 2?
it was really sad when when Stark got off the ship at Earth, and like the first thing he said to Cap was, "I lost the kid."
Yeah.
I was instantly like, "Oh no!"
No, yeah. It
Yeah,
was... Oh, it hurt.
Anyways, carry on. Sorry.
They get to Titan 2, they find Thanos, and they interrogate him for the Infinity Stones. And just like I thought in the first, like, they're literally there for about 5 minutes. Thor finally goes for the head. Thanos killed. First 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
They're like obviously demoralized because they've just found out that there's no way of getting the stones back because Thanos used the stones to get rid of the stones. There's no way of undoing the snap as far as they're aware. They all come back, and as far as we're aware, there's a 5-year time gap.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, thank you very much, phone. Out of nowhere, a random rat that if it hadn't happened, the movie wouldn't have, like, this. That's the only thing. Very dependent on this one rat finding Ant-Man's truck, stepping on a button, and then Ant-Man popping up.
I've seen it twice and I missed that that's what happened. Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Right. Okay.
Literally steps on it. So Doctor Strange went, yeah, rat's the most liable way that we're actually going to get this to happen.
That explains the odds.
Completely depending on it.
Yeah.
Ant-Man turns up, goes to the Avengers, what's it called? Compound, I guess. And they start to try and work out a way how time travel can essentially work. Because
this is him, Cap, and Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet
Scarlett Johansson, otherwise known as Black Widow.
Yes. It's been 5 years for the Avengers in the real world. It's been 5 hours for Ant-Man in the quantum realm. So that's when he starts to think that there could be some sort of time travel thing involved. They go to Tony. He basically goes, fuck off. I have a kid now. He now has a family, by the way. Still very sad that Peter Parker's dead. But he has got a functioning family from the past 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he basically flat out refuses. The remaining Avengers go back, by the way. Hulk is now Professor Hulk.
They really lardy-dard that.
Yeah. Very predictable as well. I predicted that.
Yeah.
They go back. Hulk has and Banner has no idea really about how time travel works. It's not really his area of expertise because he is a gamma radiation scientist.
Yeah, not a quantum physicist.
They start to try and work things out, and during that time, Tony also has been trying to work out a way that it will work, and basically stumbles onto it.
He solved time travel in a night.
Yeah.
That was one of the few things in this film that got me.
So he hadn't solved it in a night. He had been trying for a while. This was the last time he was going to run the algorithm to try and work out how it would work.
They did not make that clear.
Okay. I thought it was quite clear that it might just be me.
I suppose it must have been because by the time he got over to them, Hulk could... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I suppose it must have been.
Team all comes together. They worked out a plan on how to go back in time and essentially get all of the stones from each period of time using the pin particles and that sort of thing. Different groups go to different places. They made the joke that, hey, if we go to this one place at this one time, the Battle of New York, there are 3 Infinity Stones in New York at that point, and they're like, shit, there is, isn't there? Everybody goes back to different points in time. Hawkeye, Black Widow go to Vormir. I don't know why Nebula didn't tell them what the price would be. She must have kind of known.
She might not have.
Black Widow dies, which I predicted. It just made sense because Hawkeye's got a family and they would have played on that. And I knew Hawkeye was going to make the ultimate sacrifice, and then she'd go, bitch, no, I'm jumping off.
Yeah.
Black Widow dead. And I will confirm now, she is dead, period.
Yeah, she's
End of the movie, she's gone.
And there's actually blood.
Yeah.
There was actually blood.
So watching Infinity War just beforehand, if you have a look at Gamora as well, she does have blood around her head, but her blood's blue, so it's less easy to see because of the contrast. But rewatching it literally just beforehand, you can see the mirror because they're in the same sort of stance when they're dead.
Why'd you say it like that, man?
I don't know, it feels
dead.
Weird. They are dead. What else am I missing? They go back to New York. They manage to get the scepter. Great scenes with Cap. He was very funny throughout the entire movie, I thought.
Yeah.
Managed to get hold of the scepter by essentially going Hail Hydra, having to fight himself. And
genius, yeah.
Hulk managed to get the Time Stone off of the Sorcerer Supreme after basically going, no, this is how science works. And, oh, but Doctor Strange gave it to us, so I don't know why you're not giving it to us. And she went, okay, cool, here you go. And Tony and Ant-Man are the only ones that fuck up because the Hulk doesn't like stairs. I'll let you work out what that is once you've seen the movie. And Loki then teleports off with the Tesseract. Loose End, which will lead on to the Disney Plus Loki series, which has been confirmed.
Genius.
Yep.
Yes,
Cool.
of course. Because I already got the other one at the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different timeline, so that's how it's all going to work.
Right, yeah.
So Tony and Cap then go, shit, well, we need to go and get the Tesseract now. And I don't know why they didn't do this before with the Tesseract, because Thor and Rocket could have got the Tesseract while they were in Asgard. That's a plot hole.
Was it there at the time?
Yes, because it was just after... Because it was 2013 when Dark World happened, so the Tesseract should have been there from just after the first Avengers movie.
But they might have just gone and said, like, well, there's no reason for us to bring 2 back. Like, there might have just been...
It's a plot hole, but it works. So Cap and Tony go back to that one military base that you see in Winter Soldier, the one that they blow up. And they pick up the Tesseract. Nice little interaction between Tony and his father, which I thought was quite cute. Not needed, but quite cute. And
what confused me about that, the actor changed from that guy, and they've now changed him back to that guy.
Yes.
What? I mean, fine, but I just didn't get it.
I don't know. It's confusing, but...
Yeah.
Like, sticks and stuff. It's just...
And Jarvis was there, who, if you hadn't seen him before, he was actually the same actor from the
Agent
Carter show, yes.
Anyway, Steve sees Peggy when they're going to pick up more pin particles. That was one of the main issues in the movie, is they didn't have enough pin particles to do all of that shit because Hank Pym was dusted.
Yeah.
He picks up the pin particles, realises Peggy is there, and that is the point in his head when he goes, shit, there's a way that I can go back. Which, that was the point where I knew straight away that he was going to go back.
Yeah.
They go back to the present, or 2023, because that's when it actually takes place 5 years after the events of Infinity War, and they make a gauntlet. Banner goes, well, I'm the only one that can really do it, because it uses the same sort of gamma radiation that the Hulk is created from.
Good logic.
Yeah.
I thought so. He's supposed to be invincible as well, so it's like...
it made sense. He snaps, it basically fucks up his arm, but he does snap and everybody comes back. The thing that Tony wanted, though, and it did happen, he wanted everybody to come back and there'd be no change to the future. So that he didn't want the last 5 years to be for nothing, essentially, because he wouldn't have a family, which makes sense, and I think it would be the same for a lot of the other people on the planet as well, because it would be essentially changing their entire lives, and it also would be fucking up with the timeline in theory. During this, there's a whole little subplot when Nebula and Rhodey have gone to go get the Power Stone from Guardians 1 when Quill's about to go get it, which I thought was really funny as well, because you got to see what it looked like from the other person's point of view.
It was almost like watching deleted scenes from like a VR camera. It was so weird.
Really funny. They get it, but Nebula from 2014 is currently in front of Thanos, and I believe the way that they explained it away was they're sharing the same network.
Yeah.
So out of nowhere, Thanos from 2014 can now see all the memories from Nebula of 2023.
Yeah.
So he now knows the plan. He goes to get Nebula from 2023, brings her onto the ship, steals the PIM particles and everything, sends 2014 Nebula to 2023, and she transports his entire ship over to present day. So we now have an older version of Thanos coming to the present day to beat the Avengers and get all of the Infinity Stones, because they're now all in one place. Massive battle ensues. I don't think I've missed anything out there. Massive battle ensues. Cap picks up Mjolnir, which I predicted because Thor brings it back from
everyone's
the past.
very upset that Scarlet Witch is... Black Widow is dead, and then Thor starts yelling at people, saying about how, like, well, it's fine, we got the thing, we can just click them back. And then they're like, well, no, you can't.
Yeah, no. Black Widow doesn't return. She's dead, straight up. They also work out that because of that, Gamora from the last snapping is now gone, period. Yeah. But there is now this 2014 Gamora who is on their side.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that in a bit. Big fight. It was great. I can't spoil it too much because there were so many good points to it, but I think Mjolnir and Cap was one of the big ones. Spider-Man doing instant kill mode, which we thought wouldn't happen. It was so good. Josh was next to me, and he's a massive Spider-Man fan, and I swear, like, I saw a little bit of liquid come from his trousers. He literally came because of how, like, I don't know, it was great. There's a point where Thanos looks like he can get hold of the Infinity Gauntlet, and he does, but Captain Marvel manages to kind of wrestle him to a point where he can't, and there's a kind of a interaction between Doctor Strange and Tony where they're like, you know what's going to happen. Tony takes the Infinity Stones off of the gauntlet so that Thanos can't snap, snaps himself, and then gets rid of the whole of Thanos' army and Thanos. And thus, because Tony is only a mere mortal, he dies in the process, which was... Jesus Christ, I died. I literally cried. I was blubbering like a child.
I didn't.
Did you not?
I thought I would. No, so, okay, I'll take it from there. So
go for it. I've spoken for a lot.
Yeah, Stark's dying, he's talking to Miss Potts, and...
He's barely responding.
Yeah, and Peter comes over, and Rhodey comes over in an inexplicably summoned Iron Patriot suit.
Yeah.
I don't know where the fuck that came from.
Yeah.
And he dies, and then the light in his chest goes off, which I'm pretty sure had been established is not connected to his life system anymore.
It isn't.
So I didn't get that either. But maybe it just turned off.
It's connected to his vitals, so I guess it would be it could be a sign.
Yeah. Anyways, we skip ahead, and they're watching hologram footage of him that he's recorded before he died. And I almost really cracked when he went, I love you 3000 to his daughter. That was fucking hard. And then you see Tony Stark has a heart, and it's the original arc reactor on a bed of flowers going out into the lake and the lake house. And then as they're walking back in, Jon Favreau, yeah. Jon Favreau sat on the bench with his Small or something. Whatever.
Happy,
that's it.
Can't believe I
was
forgot
talking
that.
about?
No, yeah, me neither.
Happy is sat on the bench with Tony's daughter.
Yeah.
And he's like, "You all right?" And, yeah. You hungry? Yeah. What do you want? cheeseburgers, and he goes, "Your dad likes cheeseburgers." That's what got me.
Yeah.
That bit, I was like, "Oh no," because in the first film,
Yeah, as soon as he gets back from wherever he was, he asks for a cheeseburger.
Oh my god, that was the moment where I was like, oh, I didn't cry as such, but I teared up. And then you see Thor go back to New Asgard, and he gives the crown. Well, there isn't an actual crown, but metaphorical crown to Valkyrie,
which sets up her TV show on Disney Plus as well.
Yeah, and then he gets on the ship with the rest of the Guardians.
Yeah,
which I've got another comment to mention about that in a minute when we go through it. And then you cut to Cap getting on the portal with Mjolnir.
Yeah,
and all the Infinity Stones, and he's supposed to take them all back. And they're like, right, we'll see you in 5 seconds. Actually, they're not. Sam's like, I'm going to miss you. And it's like, why? He will be back in 5 seconds. They've just established that.
Yeah, but Bucky knew.
You find out why. Oh, did Bucky know?
Yeah, that's why he said, I'm going to miss you. That's why he said it. Because he could tell that's what was going to happen.
Right, okay, all right. So, anyways, yeah. Point is, he doesn't reappear on the portal. And then you see an old man sat on the bench. Really good makeup. And actually, as a comics fan, great to see old man.
Yeah, no, me too. I was happy with that.
Yeah, but and he passes the mantle on to Sam Wilson, who is now Captain America. And which sets up their series. And then it skips back to him dancing with Peggy Carter back in the day, and that's how the film ends. No after credit scenes.
Back in the 70s.
Is it the 70s?
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, and there's no after credit scenes. Wow.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Right.
So let's play a fun game of how many predictions Owen got right.
Okay.
Because I have a list. I'll put it on here, and I will even prove to you. Oh, it's a.
For those of you, none of you can see me. I just got up to try and turn the light on, and I failed at that.
It's an Alexa light, so you could have just asked Alexa to do it. But
that would have been jarring. I was trying to do it subtly, anyway, and now I've made a big thing out of it.
So I'll give this to you so that you can put it on. Last modified 24th, which is the day before it came out.
Yeah.
When it was created as well, because I came up with it on the day. Professor Hulk, Stark Gauntlet, Cap travels back in time with Peggy. All happened. Hawkeye and Nat go to get the Soul Stone. Nat dies. Hulk tries the Starklet. That's what I called it. Gets hurt. Yep. Time travel back to New York and other big locations. Happened. Cap fights previous self. Happened. Cap wields Mjolnir. Happened. Tony dies in the snapping of Thanos. Happened. Thor lets himself go. That's another thing. He drinks a lot of beer and a load of carbs. Old Cap gives Sam/Bucky the shield. Thor and the Guardians. Valkyrie, New Asgard.
How the fuck did you predict all that?
I went through a load of stuff. So
that is perfect, beat for beat.
Yeah. So I missed out a few things. One of the ones that I put on before that I didn't want to keep on my final draft was that Tony and Pepper were going to have a kid, but that ended up being true as well.
That seems too perfect.
Thank you. Very good. So you can ask Josh and other people about it, but I have a history of this. I predicted the entire storyline of Winter Soldier as well. Don't think I did it for Homecoming. I just neglected to do that one, but I've done it for quite a few movies now.
Did that not ruin the film?
Yes.
You got everything right.
I know. I mean, there was a nice little bit of it was very satisfying knowing that I basically could predict the film. I don't think I'm going to do it from now on.
No, yeah. I'm glad you didn't read those to me.
No, yeah, I haven't. I didn't tell anyone.
Right. I'm going to do my typical thing of picking holes in this film.
Go for it.
Okay. Now, actually, I want to start by saying the time travel was pretty sound. their rules were really good.
Yeah.
And they stuck to them. There were a couple of things that I thought might be flaws, but actually, he took Mjolnir back at the end. And the only other thing was she killed her other version of Nebula, but actually, that's not a flaw in their rules.
No.
It just means there's a splinter, which means they have established there is a multiverse.
Yeah.
So get ready for that.
Yep.
Because that's how we're going to get a lot of heroes, I think. Now, there was an editing mistake, and it's so in your face. And so you were saying to me earlier that you can't wait to watch it again because you want to watch that fight scene again, the big fight scene again. You want to watch it again.
Yeah. I
noticed this first time. I checked the second time. It's 100% a mistake.
Right.
When Ant-Man goes to the van to hotwire it, he's in the van. He's like, "Oh, somebody bring the gauntlet here. We need to get in," or something along those lines. Hawkeye's running with it. He gives it to Black Panther. Black Panther starts running with it, and you see Giant Man in the background fighting one of those giant flying eels. And I was,
Oh, really?
And I noticed it first time. Was like, and afterwards I was like, oh, maybe I've just got it mixed up in my head. No, 100%.
Oh, okay.
And it really annoys me because that's like, come on, man. Like,
maybe it's Ant-Man from 2014.
like that was a mistake. Second thing, where the fuck did Gamora go?
The new one.
She wasn't on the ship.
No.
And does that mean she disappeared with everyone else?
No. So Gamora is still alive because in the ending scene when they're all on whatever rockets and Quill's ship is, he's looking
and
for her.
It says deceased.
Oh, does it?
It says deceased.
Oh, really? I didn't read that.
It says deceased backwards on it.
I assume he was trying to get a location on the new one.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I watched it again about an hour ago. I'm pretty sure it says deceased, and
I think they're gonna try and find that one.
I don't think she is dead, but it annoyed me that it didn't open. Can we now talk about Thor?
Yes.
He was the worst part of this film for me.
Okay.
I didn't find it funny. He was just a dick the whole film.
Yeah.
Like, you could have had him sad and not fat, and I get that actually. So one of the great parts about this film was there were so many scenes that were clearly taken from comic book panels.
Yeah.
And actually, they made him extremely comic accurate by the end. The only thing he was missing was the helmet, which I'm surprised they didn't do. But like that plaited beard and him being not like abs but like muscle makes sense for the original Thor.
Okay.
But I didn't find him funny, and actually he was a massive hindrance on the whole thing. Kept going, I want to do it, but that doesn't make sense. Oh, I don't care. No. And at the end, when he gets on the ship with Star-Lord, I couldn't help thinking, you're a prick, I wouldn't want you on the ship. Like, I would get so angry.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't like his character in this, and I thought we just fixed Thor. Like, it really annoyed me.
Well, it's because it's the Russo brothers doing their own little thing. He'll probably be fixed by the next movie. If he's in the next Guardians movie, which he might be, then it'll be down to James Gunn, and he hasn't written a bad character yet. So
I'd love some consistency, though. Thor has been everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I
don't know. I can forgive him a little bit because he was essentially a glorified drunk throughout the movie, which was annoying, but then you can kind of understand some of his mannerisms because he was always looking for the next drink, and that was his coping mechanism for basically taking the brunt of everything on himself, which he's done in the previous movies as well. There's nothing that inconsistent about his character, but I get what you mean.
Initially, when they bring a team together, maybe I understand leaving Valkyrie behind for where the fuck did she get a Pegasus from?
Yeah, I know. That's we're asking the real questions now.
But
she's just pulled one
I understand leaving her behind maybe to run things. But why did they not bring at least Korg? Korg would be a useful person for that. Right?
Guess so.
I hate some of these, like that editing plot hole really got to me. Really got to me. Oh, also, okay. Right. So, do you think the people that were clicked aged?
No, they haven't.
So, when Peter Parker goes back to school and sees Ned, we don't know if Ned was clicked or not.
No, yeah. Fair enough.
Does that mean he's 5 years behind the rest of his class at school?
I mean, he's also confirmed to be in Far From Home, and everybody from the first movie seems to be in Far From Home as well, so that means that everyone was clicked if they're following those rules.
Would be very unlikely.
But for them, they haven't been aged for 5 years because if you recount how Peter told it, it happened within the space of like maybe 5 minutes.
Doesn't mean they weren't aged though.
I don't know.
So they might be 5 years older.
Potentially.
They've just not they're basically in comatose, so they can't remember.
I mean, if they've done that, then Peter is now out of school, probably. He's now in...
I don't know how young he was supposed to be in the first one, but if maybe you could pull off if he was first year, him now being last year, which actually I wouldn't hate because then you could get onto the later stuff. Like, so you'd be able to see a good range of Spider-Man stuff. But
from what I've seen in the Far From Home trailers to this point, I think he is still the same age as he was in Infinity War.
I think so as well. In which case, that's fucked.
So I saw somebody mentioned this the other day that Kevin Feige and all of the writers for all of the Marvel movies, they're there to make good movies. They've never ever been consistent with their own storyline, and like if you look at them, people are still trying to work out exactly how to watch all the movies, and they've changed it since. So it's never been about how that works. I think they're just going to gloss over it, which
I think they'll explain it away it'll be one of the first things they do in Spider-Man Far From Home.
Probably.
There'll be a brief mention of, do you think it's amazing that like 18 out of 30 people in our class will snap? Like that's not 50%, is it? Like they'll say some shit like that, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, but no, I get what you mean.
Isn't it weird how only the background characters have age gaps now? Like,
yeah, very confusing.
Yeah.
I think we're grasping at straws here. It's a great movie, a great round off for the great 20-second movie, great round off of the original Phase.
Yeah,
1, 2, and 3.
I thought it was spectacular. I've seen it twice. I'm going in tomorrow in 40x. I'd quite like to see it.
Oh, really? Okay, fair enough.
But yeah, it was great. Don't get me wrong. Now, the future of the MCU, I've got a real bad feeling.
I know a lot of people that are probably going to drop off after Far From Home.
Yeah, I've got so I feel like one. By the way, oh sorry, I forgot to mention, Captain Marvel might be worse in this.
Oh, really?
I thought so. So she's just arrogant.
I thought, and I'll say that because we're probably going to differ in this like viewpoint. I think I would have preferred Captain Marvel as a character if I had only seen her in Endgame, and not had what was up to date in that, because she did have a very funny moment with Thanos where he headbutts her. She just doesn't move.
Yeah, to a point, but I just thought she was arrogant for the 5 minutes she was in the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
And then she was arrogant 5 minutes at the end of the film as well. And like, she just flies in and destroys the biggest problem.
With
like,
the ship.
It just, like, exactly what everyone was scared was going to happen. And people are going to, because they've wrapped it in cotton wool, that it seems like it might not be. 100% Captain Marvel came in and saved the day. Without her, they lost. Like, 100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they redirected the cannons and everything, but
yeah, and then she basically held Thanos down. Like he was about to click, and she came over and grabbed his hand. Like 100%, she hadn't been there. And then like they had the fucking gall to get her to stand on those stairs in the middle. Like, yeah, this is my universe now.
No.
And I fuck off. No, it isn't. And I've got a feeling they're going to change their play with this. So I got the impression that the sort of Marvel universe has been very Avengers focused, and I think they're going to stop doing that in terms of like Avengers will still be a thing,
yeah,
but almost like the Guardians was, it's going to focus more on separate entities.
Yeah, I guess so.
But still crossing storylines, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're not going to have another Avengers movie for a long time, if at all.
Yeah, I think it'll. I think you're looking more down the lines of Fantastic Four, which won't have as much crossing over. I think you're looking more. We now have a universe rather than ensemble films.
Yeah,
is what I think we're looking at.
Makes sense.
Which I think is the best way to handle it. Give it 5 years, X-Men get introduced, stuff like that. Like, but yeah, I'm concerned about potentially there being a quality dip after this, or just a hype dip. For me, it might just be a passion thing.
No, yeah, I think a lot of people will drop off because the hype's kind of gone. But I will only see as it happens, really. I think Far From Home is the last confirmed Stan Lee cameo. And I think after that, because this is the one that's supposed to end. Is it Phase 3 we're on now, and then it's going to go into Phase 4?
So Far From Home is the last, yeah.
Yeah, it's the last Phase 3 movie. It's the 23rd. That's a lot of movies.
No, Phase 4, isn't it?
Is it? I'm confused how they've done the phases.
Yes. Basically, the end of this chapter, this phase, although
we're coming to the end. Either way, I'm happy with how it's ended off. I don't really mind all that much.
I could happily take a break, I think.
Oh yeah.
As much as I love them, yeah, I can happily take a break.
I mean, they've only got a couple of slots for next year, and a lot of theories are that the slots for next year are going to be Black Widow's movie, which is still confirmed to happen. It's going to be a prequel. She's dead. So.
Sorry, this is Phase 3.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So.
So sorry, weird left turn here.
Go for it.
Funeral scene at the end.
Right.
Saw all the people stood there.
Yeah.
Did you see a kid that you didn't recognise?
No, because he was in Iron Man 3.
Yeah, did you know that as soon as you saw him?
Yeah. Because
you
I
are
had,
the only person that knew when you saw him.
I had to tell people that.
Oh,
They were like, who's that kid? I'm
Yeah.
like, why do you not know he's the kid in Iron Man 3?
Because he looks nothing like the kid in Iron Man 3
He's
now.
the same character.
I know.
He's literally the same actor.
I know, but he's fucking hit puberty hard.
Did you not know that?
No, I had to Google it afterwards. Like,
That's funny.
Yeah.
Going on, so there wasn't an end credit scene, but there was. Did you hear this?
I haven't heard it.
You haven't heard
So
it.
what was it?
So the mid roll is all of the signatures of the original Avengers and
Saw
pictures
that,
of them. The end credits is a Marvel logo and a sound snippet of Iron Man forging his first suit of armor.
Oh.
So that is the final bit. It could just be this is rounding off the universe because it started with Iron Man, it's finishing with Iron Man, or it could be potential for there's going to be something in the future. Who knows? That was it. I had John go, what the fuck was that? And I went, do you not know? He went, yeah, it was just blacksmithing, wasn't it? I went, yes, but of the first suit. Did you not get that? And he went, no, I'm not really good at judging sound clips. But I had Josh next to me, who wasn't that sad that Tony died or anything. And I know why, because I asked him before the movie, I was like, so you're going to be sad if like any of the main characters died? And he went, yeah, well, I won't be sad if Tony dies. And I was like, okay, why? Because I don't like him as a character. Why don't you like him as a character? I don't know, he's just a dick. And I went,
You said that to me.
have you seen any, like, did you not watch the movies? And went, no, I haven't seen any of the Iron Man movies. And how do you, that's why you don't like him, because you haven't seen the 3 movies of character development.
Yeah, you've only seen the ones where he's seen as almost a villain.
Yes, you've only seen the ones where he's arrogant and a bit of a knob. You haven't seen his movies and you're wondering why you don't like him as a character. He doesn't have as much character development as Doctor Strange. Well, yes, because you haven't seen it. Why you've got to hurt me like this?
Yeah, right. Anyways, that's me for Endgame.
I loved it. It was a great movie. I'll watch it again, and I'd imagine it's going to be up there as one of my favourite superhero movies of all time.
Yeah, far superior to Infinity War.
Yeah, no, much better.
In retrospect, because I watched it before I went to see Endgame as well, I don't think Infinity War was that great a film.
No, it was good, but it didn't feel like, if you look at them comparatively, Infinity War was the episode 1 and 2 of Game of Thrones.
It's the Deathly Hallows one.
Yeah. It's just, this is what's going to happen, and then Endgame was something else.
Yeah, but even before that, I had my predilections with Infinity War. I dragged, a lot of it drags for me.
Yeah.
I fell asleep to it on a plane, and I managed to rewatch Deadpool 2 without falling asleep.
Deadpool 2 is a great movie, though.
It is an excellent movie.
So,
anyways, I am happy to leave it there. I don't know if there's anything else you want to add.
No, I'm good. I'm happy with all of that. We'll talk about other stuff soon. Game of Thrones episode 3 is the next logical step. But
yeah. So
thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, thank you guys. This was it, episode 5. Yeah, episode 5. Tell your friends now, please.
Yeah.
We'd like to actually have an audience. We'd like to start answering questions or whatever. Just basically, we want this to work out. We're really enjoying this.
Yeah. Aaron, tell your friends.
Yeah. Our plugs are the normal thing, at Owen Cheds Instagram and at Ryan Whittleton on Instagram. Owen's YouTube channel is linked below, and is also linked to our YouTube channel now. Give us a subscribe. We don't really give a shit about a like, because I don't actually think that does anything for the algorithm.
I have no idea.
Let's see how many dislikes we can get.
Yeah, let's see how many dislikes we can get on this video. Come on, I want to get 10.
Yeah.
10 dislikes.
But yes, anyways, hopefully, if you're a new listener, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we haven't gone too long. Hopefully you understand that we're not professionals. We don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you very much. This was Quick Talking.